84th birthday, and the couple hasn't let go since. Try to put a little lightness, put a smile on some folks, and you've been helping us. It's hashtag Uplift Today. We bring some stories that hopefully bring a smile to your face. The one that's brought a smile to our face is having our buddy Chanel Jones back. So Chanel, why don't you take the first hashtag Uplift Today?
With pleasure, my friend. Okay, so we're going to start you off in San Diego with Robertino Rodriguez. He's a respiratory therapist in San Diego treating COVID-19 patients. Here's the deal. He was feeling bad for his patients because his face and body would be completely covered in his personal protective equipment. As you can imagine how intimidating that would be. But he said that a reassuring smile makes a big difference to a scared patient. So look at this. He made a laminated badge with his smiling face on it so his patients can still get a reassuring and comforting smile, and they know the man behind all of the gear. He told us that patients thank him for making them feel safe and that they're being cared for by a staff member who loves to help. He said a smile goes a long way to help with the fear of this pandemic. It's such a good idea. All right, Craig, you're up next.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Amen.
So here's one I saw over the weekend, guys, and it's certainly uplifting. A friend of mine sent this to me. 2 healthcare workers in Kentucky are showing that they have a lot of heart, quite literally, actually. Hannah Fisher is a nurse at U of L Health. Brittany Ballard is a respiratory therapist at Norton Healthcare. The 2 wanted to share some encouragement among healthcare workers, so they made little blue heart stickers to put on their badges. And they started by sharing those stickers with coworkers, but now they've gotten requests from healthcare workers in other states, healthcare workers in other countries even. The sticker comes with a note saying that no matter how crazy these next several weeks may be, we are and always will be a family. It's been just about 2 weeks, and so far Hannah and Brittany have shared about 18,000 stickers, guys. In fact, Hannah said that 2 of their nursing friends have flown up to New York to help out with the crisis. They brought 700 stickers with them to distribute as well. They're just trying to help healthcare workers stay positive through such an essential time. Mr. Roker, you're up next.
All right. Well, we want to highlight a reunion that has to give you a little bit of an uplift. Jerry and Beverly Lindell of Litchfield, Minnesota. Well, guess what? They've been married 63 years.
Wow.
Recently, Jerry had been recovering from an intestinal condition at a nursing home, and Beverly visited every day. But when the facility locked down to protect its residents from COVID-19, Beverly was prevented from visiting, marking the longest amount of time the couple had spent apart since they were married. Well, finally, Jerry feeling a lot better, able to be released. Their couple's daughter, Laura Lee, pulled off the surprise of a lifetime, and this is their reunion.
Hi. I can't have you go.
Why can't you?
It happened last Thursday on Beverly's 84th birthday, and the couple hasn't let go since.
Happy birthday, Mom.
That's a good one. That's an uplift. I'll take it, buddy. When we come back,
That's
something
beautiful.
We'll look at 2 different things to determine if a patient has recovered, and our state also follows those guidelines.
Some relief for New Mexico. As of right now, 133 people have recovered from COVID-19.
The 2 criteria that are used is one is symptom-based, the other is testing-based.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention considers a COVID-19 patient recovered if they've, 1, been symptom-free for 72 hours, or if the patient has received 2 negative tests. KOAT's Dr. Barry Ramos says the CDC's criteria is pretty broad.
It is okay for local governments to set their own standard. If you look at the criteria that are being established all over the world, it's a changing one. In some places, it really is a much longer period that people have to be free of symptoms.
On top of following those CDC guidelines, New Mexico health officials are also looking at different factors for each patient's individual situation to determine if they've hit recovery.
This is a moving target, and we're learning more and more about how long the virus is staying in the system.
Ramos says while a patient would technically be in the clear meeting those CDC standards, those who've had the virus should be careful.
I think I continue to be extremely cautious about exposing anybody else if you've had the infection, at least for 14 days.
Dr. Ramos said that with more rapid testing being approved, this is going to allow us to find out who has recovered a lot faster and who has those antibodies to fight the virus. Reporting in Albuquerque, Marissa Armas, KOAT Action 7 News.
Dr. Ramos also says recovered or not, people need to continue social distancing and wearing face coverings when in public.
from recovered COVID-19 patients is valuable to hospitals because they can use it to treat current patients who are in dire straits. Here at St. Joseph's Hospital in Orange, one of the only in the West, they found their man, Jason Garcia, 36 years old, recovered from COVID-19. Garcia was going through some tough times of his own. He had been isolated from his family inside his house. He couldn't even pick up his 11-month-old daughter. He was getting served food underneath the door. But once Garcia recovered, they found that they could use him here. He donated his A-positive blood to one person at this hospital who was undergoing some very tough times. They say that patient turned around. Then blood went to a second patient. It will go to a third. And Garcia is ecstatic.
It felt amazing. It felt good. I'm glad that, you know, the nightmare of testing positive and the fear, the dread, to, you know that I recovered, and now that this bad thing can now potentially, you know, my antibodies are there to give to other people and potentially, you know, help them fight the fight that they are having problems with, you know, and pretty much help them fight the fight of their lives and survive. So I'm glad that this turned out to be a positive thing.
So using the blood from somebody who has survived the disease is a long-time strategy, and now the FDA has approved 2 trials of treatments from COVID-19 survivors like Jason, and this is going to be developed in other areas around the country, no doubt. Reporting from Orange, California, I'm Paul
At the
Burkham.
Bellevue Health and Rehab Center. Now, they kind of had the residents here along those parking spaces there, and then the cars drove by and the people were waving at their family members out here. Just a great time for everybody involved.
Not your traditional parade, but one that meant so much to everyone here.
It was just a way that we could see our loved ones since we have to social distance and actually can't visit them.
Families reunited.
I teared up a little bit. It's very moving. I think things we take for granted, getting to see loved ones.
Samantha Kennedy was here with her daughter.
We came to see my mother-in-law, so grandma, or Tali.
She says since the outbreak, her family has had to resort to FaceTime to talk with her mother-in-law, and it meant the world being able to see her in person.
It was so nice to see her. It's been over a month now since we've been able to see her in person, and it just made me feel good. Did you like seeing Grandma?
Paris Jones, KOCO 5 News.
Many are finding a way to reach out.
Be a blessing to everybody.
11-year-old Layla McDevitt has been writing passages of scripture in chalk around her Winterville, North Carolina neighborhood.
Nobody's can't go to church, and I don't think a lot of people are going to watch recordings. The churches do, so why not just bring church to the roads?
Brooklyn apartment building owner Mario Salerno waived a month's rent for all 200 of his tenants.
I had tenants that said they can't work, they didn't have money to pay me. I says, don't worry about paying me.
While a 12-year-old Minnesota boy has been playing impromptu concerts, like this one at a senior residence.
I'm just trying to spread the love.
And nationwide, people are finding ways to say thanks to healthcare workers. Citywide cheers from New York to Seattle. And near Boston, neighbors arranged for an impromptu parade to say thanks to a nurse working with COVID-19 patients. And a South Carolina church offered prayers for workers at a local hospital.
We thank you for every person that is coming into this building to care for another human being.
A show of gratitude during a national crisis. Dan Shannon.
23's Chelsea Kerbler explains.
I want to say a special thank you to the couple that came in Saturday night.
Holding back tears, Joseph Dever, owner of Joey's Chicken Shack in Lower Allen Township, Cumberland County, took to Facebook Tuesday, thanking a couple for their small act of kindness. The couple ordered 6 cheesesteaks with green peppers. At the time, the restaurant was out of them.
I just explained the situation to them, and they were super understanding, told us to do what we could with what we had, and then they ended up disappearing. They went out of their way to go pick up a bag of peppers from a local grocer.
That small act of kindness was overwhelming to Dever.
It was something so small that they chose to do that they probably don't realize how it affected me.
That couple doesn't know how much it meant to me.
Dever shared the story on his restaurant's Facebook page, and it's had a domino effect with others now wanting to give back.
We had one person purchase a few gift cards and instruct us just to hand them out to people who need them. We've had Another person purchased $1,000 worth of gift cards and tell us to supply some food to some of the local hospitals.
Dever wants that couple who brought him the peppers to know that small act of kindness meant so much during this time.
Words don't do it justice. They don't understand what they've triggered here. We all need to keep being good to each other. That's all it comes down to.
Dever says he hopes by sharing this story, it inspires and encourages people
staying home. Restaurants are bracing for a financial hit. In tonight's Kindness in Action, though, reporter Jacqueline Coleman tells us about a new effort to help food industry.
Parking lots once filled with customers ready to dine in is no more, as the impact of COVID-19 continues to put businesses in a financial bind.
Roy Wyndham approached Jason Spears at JMH. Roy Wyndham is the owner of the Porter here in Hattiesburg, and he approached Jason and said, you know, is there something that we can do to make a shirt?
The Porter, JMH Graphics, and Hattiesburg JCs are teaming up to provide a financial band-aid for food service workers. The t-shirt design sending a powerful message, Hattiesburg Strong.
We figured out that it was providing hope to those that are without a job right now and don't know where their next income is going to come from.
Because together, we can make a difference in each other's lives.
Employment process right now and filing for unemployment is extremely difficult right now. And even if all we're doing is helping them, reaching out to some of our resources and helping them through the process, if we can, we'll do it.
The movement is creating a wave across the Pine Belt, with people wearing your support and giving with their hearts.
It says right in the middle, you are strong. And we're trying to tell Hattiesburg, you are strong. And in times like this, in times where our neighbors and family members and friends are hurting, that's when we band together and show up.